And we're live. Uh, what's up? So this is
Hey.
this is definitely a cool conversation that I've been dying to have. Thank you, Natalie, for being on with me. This is definitely a different environment. Typically, I'm in a studio environment, but I want to be as transparent as possible with people. I literally just finished my 9 to 5, clocked out, closed that computer, got onto this call, and now we're just going to get into it. Sometimes I feel like people overthink the content process. Do you feel like sometimes that happens to you? Because I know males, I don't want to start off the bat males and females.
Shots
But
fired.
I mean, like, it's not like I put makeup on or anything, but I did get my glasses and like make sure my hair was combed and like I had the good lighting. But I feel like sometimes it's a little bit more work, and maybe I could say, right. So like, what is that like for you? Like when you get prepared to get on something like this?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. It's about time, right? And you already have your makeup on. Look at your beard. You just wake up, the the S's. Shower, shave, and you can figure out the other one. But that's your regimen, right? But mine, when I gotta do this, I gotta put the whole thing on. It's like already beautiful, but the foundation, right? You gotta build on that beauty, and then I put on some like eyeshadow, eyeliner. We're not very demure, okay? But we are very cutesy, right? So it's Virgo season. I'm feeling the love. I just wanted to be bright, spriteful. I have red hair, so I gotta pop my shit. So
I feel like you always embody that style. Like you have a very unique style. You're comfortable in your own skin. You're comfortable in having all those pop like loud colors. Like I feel like I'm more blue, grays, and blacks, and I don't know when I don't know how long you've been into fashion. Ever since I've known you, you've been into it, like into having like the bright colored glasses and all that cool stuff. Like what got you into it? Why are you so excited about fashion and stuff?
okay, so let me preface that with I was born on my doctor's birthday, so I was delivered with a three-piece suit, entourage, all the food from the Fountain Blue. He had a party going on, so there was lobster, filet mignon, champagne. So your girl is bougie since day one. It's a matter of fact. You can look at my chart, like the fame and fortune. Yes, I'm into astrology and tarot, and yes, I can read you to filth. So just to let you know, it's always been in my DNA. You look in my closet. Yeah, my husband already knows. I have a whole separate room just for my stuff because he already knows he had to forgive me and say I'm so sorry, but I can't have this closet. You can have this closet in this room. So he's got his own little closet upstairs. But ladies first. I got this.
For any of us that are married, I'm married to a Puerto Rican, so I know that when we first started
Famous
going,
last words, bro. Be careful.
it's all good. She knows I talk about
She'll
her
get you.
on these things. But I know when I got with her, that was one of the first sacrifices that we made in our
hmm
relationship. It was like, hey, I'm bringing all my clothes, and I'm like, hey, where's my clothes gonna go?
Oh,
So
over there.
we
We got
just
drawers for you.
yeah, right. But like, what kind of fashion do you really like? I know there's certain people that you follow that you're really geeked about. Like who are those people that you really like to follow? In fact,
Yes. So growing up, one of my favorites since day one of like just who is it, right? Well, Betsy Johnson. My mom always wore Betsy Johnson in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond, right? So the first like real big moment for me of being able to shop for a special event in that store because the dresses were like, three, four, $500. I'm like, every day's a special moment now that I figured out as an adult, but you don't want to go ahead and buy your teenage daughter a $500 dress and think that's an everyday thing, right? So you gotta slow your roll a bit, earn your stripes in the fashion industry. But Betsy's always been my favorite. She's loud, she's vivacious, she's a Leo, she's a sister sign. I'm a Virgo, so it's definitely like someone that embodies that strength and just pure, just in your face vibe. Always breaking down the wall, And what really like I loved about her is that every like step along the way, she always likes to pay homage to that and like go back to the roots and remind people whether they're a veteran fan or a new fan, like, hey, I see you. I know that you know the history, and if you don't, I'm going to show you. So, like, I mean, I got Betsy everywhere always. She's always with me. But one of my favorite stories from her was that when she was getting married for the first time, she actually had a pantsuit in New York, and they actually rejected her from the courthouse, saying like, "No, you can't wear that." She was like, yeah, okay. And Andy Warhol was in the entourage, so you already know. And your girl got married, and the rest is history. She's always been cartwheeling down fashion runways, and like you can see some of the bags. Like she always like brings things that are like very conversational to life, things that you would never even think were actually a purse, or maybe it's a hand, like it's a, so whether it's a purse or like an outfit, it really pops off.
Mm. See, for me, I was the kid who grew up with like Payless shoes. I tried to get the little pump shoe back
Yes,
when
I
it
love
came out.
those. I never had them either.
I know when I got older, I kind of had like this PTSD of like not being able to have Jordans, and I
uh
went through a whole phase of buying Jordans, which
Fresh kicks, ma.
it
Yeah.
was a bad idea because then my kids picked up on it, and now my daughter
Hmm.
wants Jordans. Like it's a whole mess. Obviously, there are things that you started to collect in fashion that really mean a lot to you, and I know you talked a little bit about those bags, but I know that like I feel like you're very passionate about the accessories that you
Oh, yeah.
have. What are your favorite accessories that are must have? Like, let's say you're traveling and you're like, I have to have these things. I cannot go anywhere without
Ooh.
this.
Oh, this is always awful. So I always FaceTime my friends or like family, like my mom specifically or my besties. We're like, okay, what are we packing? How are we coordinating? So first of all, like if you're going with someone else, always coordinate so that we have beautiful, amazing photos wherever you're going. But you want to be the moment, right? You want to show up and show out, but it has to represent you. You can't just bring, just oh, day to night. I hate that. I hate day to night. I'm like, no, we are the night. We are the day. We are the brightness. So it's like, for me, you have to have cool glasses. Like, obviously, I need them. I'm not just some girl that found glasses and so let me wear them, right? But if you want to, you do you. But earrings, they have to pop. Cool necklace. Then obviously the makeup, it has to coordinate. The outfit, you have to have a couple different moments you can mix and match. That makes sense with your wardrobe. So like for me, this is the easiest thing for me. It's either all pink when I travel or all black. I can't explain it. Everyone's like, wait, what? But pastel goth. So I kind of carry a little bit of that with me. Definitely roots, shopping in Payless. That's one of those things where it's like, okay, I feel you, like, and then hearing corale, corale, and you're like, okay, like they feel great. My shoes feel great. Are you sure? Let me see your toe. And you're like, but like shoes, very important when traveling. Like I have way too many shoes. That's where the Filipino comes in. I have way too many shoes. Like we can't even talk about it. Like it's kind of triggered by it.
Like, don't even touch that subject because I have boxes of shoes at my house that I've like hid from
Yeah.
my wife, but then it just gives her an excuse to buy some more. Speaking about like cool products that you can have, I know that you've been doing this a long time, and
Mhm.
you've shown me some tips and tricks around how to like unbox products and like how to partner with brands. I don't know if a lot of people know, but you're almost like a marketing guru to me. Like I try to pick your brain sometimes when it comes down to these brands. What do you think through when you're trying to find a brand partnership? Maybe something that works well with your aesthetic because you're very, you have loud pop colors in your style. Like, what do you look for when you're trying to do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I made my foray into marketing because it's kind of like one of those things like, the evolution, right? Like starting off with going to shows and just marketing for bands, Lupe Fiasco, Fueled by Ramen, Macabre Records, Victory Records. So I'd always be the girl at the show passing stuff out. So I was always into the aesthetics of things. But for me, going into marketing, it actually leveled up from that street team kind of marketing style to like then going on LiveJournal and MySpace, Pure Volume back in those days, and in Smart Punk, and like talking to people, and just like connecting with people and saying, hey, let's meet up at a show. What are you wearing? What are you driving? And just like kind of growing there, where now it's like, oh, what brands do you shop? What shows are you going to? What car do you drive? Asking those kind of questions. So having that journalist mindset now shifting into marketing for me is like, whoa, it's a total 180, right? Where you're going from like delivering what is to now what could be. And I
Mm.
always love that, where people always like, what, where could we go? Who could we be? Who is she? When you do these personas in marketing, like, what would she buy? What would she say? What's her lifestyle? I'm like, this is almost like playing Barbie. So for me, it's really exciting to tell the story of marketing and just like diving deep into it and saying, okay, what brands are out there? Do they align with my value? And then what are they saying? What are they not saying? What are they doing? What are they not doing? Who are they currently working with? What are they pushing? Like, what kind of messaging do they have? Are they fun, vivacious? Are they vibrant, like with their colors, or are they more muted? What are they saying or not, like with, what's going on in the world? How do they connect? So if they're not connecting with people, that's an instant no for me. Because if you're not talking back in the comments, I'm like, that's boring. Like we want to hear what you have to say. And we love that when, you type in to the comments to a brand and then all of a sudden they write back, you're like, oh, they saw me, they thought of me, or like I'm important. And they do see those brand advocates. They know who you are. So don't think that it's just like for fun. It's definitely, it means something on the other side too. So for me, it's very important partnership that they value you. If they
Mm.
don't value you, then it's not going to work. There's plenty of situations where it's like, here it is, and you're like, that CTA is not going to work with my audience. Call to action, right? Like you want to be able to say something seamlessly that doesn't feel very salesy, because as we've evolved into like TikTok, it's definitely a different world. Instagram and TikTok, there is some cross pollination there, but then there's not, right? So you have to know how to deliver that message without muddying the waters and then getting people to scroll by. You want to be a scroll stopper.
I definitely have the pleasure and honor to make sure I have your ear, because everything you're saying, I'm like, oh, I must have listened to her at some point about that. Because I did my biggest highlight. I mean, I have a lot of stuff in my portfolio, but one of the things that I can say now, hearing what you just said, that I'm really proud of, I did a reel on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
for a sushi place that I really like. I
Ooh.
went when I went to Japan. I saw this brand, and I was like super geeked about it. Like, I love sushi. I go to many places. I try to find as authentic of an experience as I can have. But when I got back to the States in Miami, they opened a franchise from Japan here, and that brand is called Kura Sushi. And I made a little reel, thinking nothing of it. I was just like, yeah, I go here all the time. My daughter, even now saying it, I'm surprised she hasn't run out of her room and said, "We're going to Kura."
Are we
Uh,
going? Yeah. I know, my son too.
and I made it, and I had the brand respond back in the comments, and I was so ecstatic about that. But like that, just going off of what you just said, it is so true. When the brand is something that aligns with you, something that you feel like you can be passionate about, and you can speak about the brand well, it brings that life, that picture of that person to life, right? I'm a foodie. I love eating with my
Yeah, you
family,
are.
and it just made it that much better of an experience to partner with them, right? Not that they paid me for it or anything. I did it for free, but
I mean,
the
you do know
idea,
if you're watching.
yeah, oh, yeah, if you're watching
Love you,
Olympic
Kura.
Sushi, we can make it happen. I was there yesterday, so you know
Oh
what I mean?
yes, we're due for
Um,
a visit. I'm just saying.
no, yeah, we definitely got to check it out. But no, I love the tips you gave for brand partnerships. A lot of times people don't know how to even get started or even go down that road. And I know I shared that story about Kura, but like, how did you get started with like the unboxings? I know that, especially when because you're a mom, right? I don't
Yep.
know if a lot of your audience knows, but I think they do, because on your social
Yeah,
media
yeah, they
you
know.
post it.
Mom,
Um, when you made that shift from like punk rocker, like, pink punk
the
rocker or what.
piercings and all. I took all of them out.
Oh, you had piercings.
Never know.
I didn't know,
Yeah,
but
I still got the side swoop. Indie Sleaze is coming back, so I'm super excited. But
when you're now the evolution, right now that you're a mom, I know that there was a shift that you had to do, and then you had to kind of almost start over to partner with new brands. What did that kind of look like? Was it like you reached out to them to email, you DM'd them? What was that like?
oh man, it was rough. It was like one of those like moments in your life where like, okay, this is an identity like crisis. Who am I? Who is she? What is she gonna do? And you sit there like you just feel shell shocked, because now you are not only yourself, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a provider, you are a caregiver, you're doing all the things possible, right? And then you go back to roots of like, well, am I happy? Well, yes, but there's a different level of fulfillment and where you have to tap in to feel true to yourself so that you can then pour into other cups. Because if your cup is not filled, it's never going to happen. And you have to have a supportive partner if you're going to be with someone. So definitely got that unlocked. So the good thing is that I was able to go online and reach out to people in my neighborhood, right? When I moved to Austin, it was a lot of fun. Just saying, hey, what are you doing? Like, can I go there? Can I bring my camera? Let's set up. Okay. Can I bring my kid too? Yeah, sure. I'm like, oh, okay. So from early on, brought the baby carrier with my son, was doing Austin Fashion Week. He was barely like a couple months old, and he was there while we were taking photographs for the runway. So very early on, just got him regimented into my content. Now, he's not always in my content, right? But he does help me out a lot. So those car shots you see on Instagram and I'm not holding it, he's the one shooting. He's got quite an eye for detail. So for me, it was like, first, the basis of like, okay, who am I? What am I going to do? I know I'm a mom. I don't want to be the typical, oh my God, I'm a mom. This is my new identity and my only identity. I'm going to kill myself now. No, we're not doing that. You know, I'm so tired of that narrative. Like, you can be more than a mom. Yes, it's amazing that you're a mom. You don't have to be a mom. Shout out to my childless cat ladies. But, you know, honestly, you got to be honest with yourself. What's going to make you happy? So for me, it was like going to those fashion shows, going to brands saying, hey, I love your stuff. Can you send me something? I'm going to write an article about it. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. We love your style. People sending me boxes to review clothing. I didn't even have thousands of followers. Like, even today, it's still not a big number. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Because when I had that moment with Betsy Johnson, when we did the Spider-Man meme to each other, like, she was like, Kitty. I'm like, oh, my heart dropped. She knew who I was. It wasn't just some admin that always messaged me and stuff. It was her. So let me tell you, if you've been thinking about blogging, you just need to stop thinking and do it. I do it to myself too. You really got to hold yourself accountable. He knows too. It's like, you have to have a good crew. And then once you have that, you're good. You're gold. Just go out and message people, thousands of people. And I know you can't go in and be like, here's my resume. Like, no, it doesn't work like that anymore. It's digital, so you got to show up, talk to people, message people, comment, have fun. The biggest thing and the biggest way possible for you to connect with other people is, shocker, be social. So that's my, tea of the day.
Love
Without
it.
zero just yet.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I love that you shared that story and that experience that you had. I want to have a little bit of fun, and I
We're
try.
having
We are having a blast, but I
fun.
feel like we're gonna shift into a gear that I don't tell a lot of people about, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you don't either.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is gonna be really cool for us to try out.
Okay.
I tend to do like I don't want to weird anybody out. So if you're watching this and you're getting to this point, just know we're gonna go woo woo woo
It's
on you,
gonna get weird, so you might want to log off if you're too
or stick
sensitive,
around and hang
or
out.
if you're nosy and you want some chismosa,
We'll
right here.
figure it out. But I tend to, I'm from the islands and Dominican Republic to be specific, and I feel like a lot of island friends that I have understand like this next phase that we're going to talk about. You're definitely into horoscopes. You're into the cards, the tarot cards, and all that good stuff. Yes, everybody, this is my person that reads cards. I try not to ask her too many questions because the unknown is nice. The
Mhm.
surprise is nice. But it's always good to have little milestone checkers and just be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what you see?" And then she's like, "Hold up a second," right?
Spill the tea. Yeah.
So I don't want you to go crazy, especially because people are gonna watch this.
Yeah, 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 I already
But
know. They're looking.
right? But I don't know. Like let's see. What could I ask you? I'm not even gonna ask you anything. Just see what
Okay.
you see.
Okay. All right. So shuffling my favorite Golden Girls card. So the first card I pulled before we even started was Queen of Wands because I am that bee. So just so you know. All right, let's get it. Let's get it popping. All right, so yes, we are cooking. We are putting something together that you have no idea, but it's a lot of fun. And yes, we are the main players. But okay. So this is coming in fast, by the way. You have to stop it. I told you. It's happening fast. Okay, so just letting everyone know here. It's kind of reading me to filth, so I'm letting you know, filling you in. So what it's saying here is that through changing my mindset and giving more self-love is actually building my own stability here. Yes, this is very relevant because yeah, when you fight what's happening and fighting what you actually need to come into your life, you're doing yourself a disservice. And yeah, you're looking right here, King of Wands, very passionate. He is someone that drives the force. He is the leader right now of the vision. A lot. Oh boy, yeah. This is okay. So,
Coming in hot.
oh yeah, it's reading me to filth. So, Eight of Swords here. This is what the current state of affairs was before this call. It was like in my head, like I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. You create excuses for yourself, right? As a creator, this
Mhm.
happens with anyone. I don't care what level you are, whether you're new or a veteran. You really got to check yourself, but you must stay in this energy. Okay, you must be strong. You must remind yourself and give those positive affirmations wherever you can, whether it's therapy, tarot for yourself. If you're learning, reading a book, or journaling, you have to do it, and you need to do it. But you especially, okay, money is coming in. This is like, oh yeah, pay attention. Big money energy. Oh, my card came up. High priestess, like the empress. Okay, and we got Seven of Cups. So when that's you have a lot of options, and this is the other problem too, is that you kind of put way too much in each basket, and then you forget like to check back in. You're like, oh wait, that was over there.
Mhm.
But there's other ones that flourish, but then you're like, oh, I've got options, so okay, we'll just spread the wealth and see what happens. But this is what's happening right now, and that's why you got to check yourself, realign, and restructure.
I always feel that. Hold on, don't
Okay.
go too far. You've done enough.
I was
But
like, oh wait, we got more.
yeah, no, but definitely, that's one of the recurring themes in my life. I
Mm-hmm.
tend to give a lot, and what happens is that I'll get into a moment where I put I invest in many different places, and then if anybody's watching, I'm sorry that if I didn't get back to you. Like what happens is, yes, I'm super busy, but I tend to spread myself too thin, and then I have like these moments where I check myself and say, "Whoa, I'm doing a little too much. Let me pull that back." And I try to limit a lot of the like the circle that I have in order to not exhaust myself. In the past, I had to like I went through a phase where I was talking literally to everybody, and I didn't have enough energy to even focus on myself. So when I started to put those boundaries, yes, people got hurt. They were in their feelings because wasn't answering phone calls or answering text messages, and they would try to get through to me with anyone that was really close to me. Like, yo, what's wrong with Angel? He's not picking up the phone, or why is he sending me a meeting link? Because I need
Win.
sanity in my life. Okay, that's how it's supposed
Yes.
to work. Um,
That's what this is. This is you, Mr. Cancer, with the balance. You finally figured it out. So, and boundaries are very important for creators. If anyone is like curious about that, because it's a real thing. People think, oh, like I read tarot. They can message me and ask for a reading on the spot. Like, I'm sorry, no, I don't know you. Schedule an appointment.
mhm.
Sometimes it has to shift because other things happen. Like right now, retrograde, not cute. So those meetings come in handy, let me tell you.
A lot of technology issues. Let's just say,
Oh
anyone that's been around me lately knows that I've been talking a lot about the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
yeah.
There was a moment where they went kaput in a
Mm,
very crucial moment. I needed them to show off what I could create, but hey, we roll with the punches. There are some times where
mm-hmm.
the universe has its own plans, but you just kind of keep coming with solutions until it just
Confirmation right there with the dog bark.
you just keep coming up with those solutions, and you'll push through. No, but I really like this first conversation that we're having. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot more. But I feel like everyone got a chance to meet you. They got a chance to meet my dog, or dogs,
Everyone's included.
right? Everyone's included in this thing. But anything you'd want to say as we take it out? Any last thoughts on this first one?
Yes, thanks for having me. Love talking about fashion, marketing, getting into the dirt there, and all things tarot. But
Hmm.
if you ever have any other questions or want to get a little sparkly, we can dive a little bit deeper.
Send her a message. She's cool to talk to. She'll make the time. No worries. Obviously she's a mom and she's busy, but
You
she's
gotta pay your
definitely
girl.
she's definitely cool to hang out with. But thanks everybody for hanging out. As you know, you can follow my stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. That's it.